Hi everyone, my name is Sim Lai Yee, and this is my sign name. That sign name was given to me by my primary school teacher. What you might think what I'm going to give talk this morning, and because I'm deaf and I'm studying in this university, and I have my sign language interpreter with me who's going to voice interpret whatever I sign. First, I would like to tell about my story, my life story, because there are questions that people always ask me. How do you wake up every day? How do you manage your life? For me, I would say the reason I have to wake up every day and wake up on time so that I won't miss my class, I won't miss my lecture. Because if I'm late, which means that I don't have anything to help me to wake me up, such as alarm clock. I come from Kuala Lumpur, stay very far from my family. That's the reason why I have to wake up, so that I don't have to depend on other people. Because I'm thinking I'll be graduating in 2021. I will have a lot of responsibility and it's not going to be easy. Life is going to be hard. And I have to wake up every day no matter what happens. I do have an alarm clock, but it comes in a special way. It vibrates and I can feel it. Sometimes I don't really use it, because what's the point if I don't have appointments or I don't have to attend classes? Then I don't need one. I have other questions that people always ask me. How come are you so different compared to other people? Well, let me share you a story. When I was in primary school, I attended a Q speech school, and I don't understand what the teacher was saying. So I decided to transfer to another school, a school that used sign language as a mode of communication, as a mode of teaching. I felt much better. I actually improved in my studies. But bad things always happen. I got bullied all the time. I got sometimes being beaten. So after UPSR, I wanted to switch another school, which I did. And I was lucky, because those people who actually bullied me decided to transfer to other school. For me, I always see that I have to better myself. I have to improve myself. Because I can see other people, the hearing people, or other disabled people, such as the blind people, are so good in the academic. Because compared to my school, my teachers are always busy with curriculum and activities, but not teaching. So for me, the most important thing is how to manage my time. How to manage my time so that I could pass my studies and to get good results. Because for me, I never attended any tuition before. Because for me, I prefer to keep all the problems to myself, and other people will not know about it. So soon after my SPM, I decided to continue to take my STPM. I see a lot of differences when I was in Form 6. How my hearing friends can do much better than me. How my blind friends can do much better, and most of them are in universities. How they can success in their studies and in their life. I have to be like them. I have to work very hard. And it's not going to be easy to get a CGPA of 3.0 in STPM. Because I study in a hearing school, I'm one of the few deaf students in the class. A lot of obstacles, lots of difficulties. But because for me, the disadvantage for me is when it comes to communication. I have to try. I have to learn with the others. I have to learn to communicate with the others. So after I got my STPM results, I got good grades, and I decided to enter university here in UUM. But it's not easy. It's not an easy path like any other students because of my deafness. I have my obstacles. I have a lot of difficulties. Because the only thing that I can't do is to communicate, to hear. Because I always felt alone when people do not want to communicate with me. Because sometimes when they sit down, they were sharing stories, they were sharing laughters, but for me, I would just sit there alone and I cannot really able to follow their communication or their chats. I can't communicate with my family, I can't communicate with my friends, I can't communicate with my siblings, and sometimes I can't communicate with my classmates. I felt so lonely most of the time. Because I have my rights to communicate, and I need that. I need to communicate so that I could express my feeling, I could express my thought. Because all of us are human beings, we all need to communicate with one another. That's how we can unite as a community. Because if you, hearing people, wanted to communicate with me, then you will have to find a solution. And for us deaf people, and after we graduate, we will have to look for a job. And most of the people who employ us always take advantage of us not paying us fully, but giving us more jobs compared to other people with the same graduate results. Because some people say, oh, we want to hire people who can talk and listen, people who can communicate. So sometimes when words like that breaks our hearts, breaks our feelings. But our dreams, the deaf people's dreams, are just like you. Deaf people can be lawyers, deaf people can be doctors, deaf people can be so many things. Some of them can be actors and actresses. But of course, you couldn't find it here in Malaysia, but there's a lot in America. There are deaf lawyers, deaf doctors, deaf professionals. Because if you don't believe me, you can actually Google it. One good example is Ludwig van Beethoven. He's a very famous musician, but he can't hear his own music. So one thing for me is, if the higher education, it will kind of limit our opportunity in life. Everyone has to discipline in a way. So if you fail to be disciplined, you will fail to manage. So for us to be disciplined, we have to manage our time. This is what I do. I always plan well ahead so that I could plan my time and plan my future. Because if not, failure will come to us. If not, there will be a lot of obstacles, a lot of difficulties. Because if we want to be disciplined and be successful in our life, we have to be planned ahead. Thank you.